Cognitive higher purpose alignment. Okay, so this is I was going to say 2 weeks. This is a 2-day class. I'm really happy that you're all here and we're going to share in this. It's quite an amazing experience actually, and it's quite different from the other classes, and I know you guys have heard me say that before. It sounds a bit cliche. Oh, it's another different class, but it is. Yeah, it's different in its own way. And the way that this one is different from the rest is that we're very insistent on the fact that it's not just about the esoteric work, okay? You need to create a combination of the esoteric and the exoteric in order to bring forth your higher purpose. That's the way that this class is designed, yeah? Which is why we're in our sort of like casual leisure gear today, whatever, because we're going to be doing some interesting esoteric stroke exoteric kind of exercises that are going to help us to bring that forth. Okay, so it does have to be a combination of your mental, your emotional, your intuitive, and most importantly your physical activity. All of this in combination is going to help to bring forth the results that it is that we want to bring forth. So the way that we're doing it is that we're actually bringing in and engaging with all of the elements to bring forth the higher purpose. Now, even though we're not actually dealing directly with the elements in this class, because that's Samapana work, yeah, the elements is Samapana work. But what we're actually doing today is we're going through a series of formulas and applications, yeah, that are involving, listen to this because it's important, to make space in order to conceive what it is that you want to conceive. That's the element of Akasha, the space. Not primary source, the Akasha, the space. Yeah, that's the first thing. It's not in your manual, yeah? So that's what happens, that's the first step. Then we're going to conceive, like conception of the idea. And so for the conception of the idea, we need the element of fire. Okay, it's the fire element. If you're not catching it now, I'll go over it again for you afterwards because they're very quick notes here, yeah? Okay. Then when we have the element of fire, like to stoke up the idea, yeah, then we need to prepare the idea like gestation of a pregnancy. It's exactly the same thing. Where does that happen? That happens in the ether, in spirit. Okay? So this is where the gestation happens, where everything is getting prepared and getting goosebumps as I say this, yeah? And then we need to move that idea after its gestation period. We need to move the idea from space and to spirit into the physical, but the way that it's pushed out is through the element of air. Okay, so can you see how we need all of the elements to make this happen? And then when the birth actually happens into the physical realm, it's earth. Yeah? So that's why we need the physical activities. And I say this for all the other classes. Those of you who've done my other classes, you see me crapping on about this all the time. I say not just the meditation, not just the esoteric. What are you doing to make it happen? What are you physically doing to make it happen? Because just going on isn't enough. I say it over and over. Those of you who know me will know that I say that. So this is how, in the background, from a metaphysical, esoteric perspective, how the elements are each doing their bit, okay, to bring forth the higher purpose alignment. Are you all with me so far? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, very cool. So the purpose of higher purpose is to disclose and align you to your higher purpose. Okay? So it really is your own experience, and through each of your own unique experience, you are going to see what it is and bring it forth. Do you know what I mean? It's going to come from inside of you. It's not going to come from me. What we're going to do are just the guiding, powerful tools to assist you to bring that forward. And if you know what your higher purpose is and you're not doing it, then you can use that part of this retreat to assist you, to push you, to allow you to make it happen. And if you have no idea what it is, then that's going to come forward. And then we've got the other part of the story, which actually came through in a session with some very valuable questions. And the questions are something along the line of, all right, so if I have a higher purpose, can it be changed? Anabasasti me, it can change. Not usually. If you are like a well-seasoned, well-developed person, esoterically speaking, then the ratio of your higher purpose to change becomes smaller because you're already more or less aligned. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? But somebody who isn't well-seasoned and hasn't done a lot of esoteric stroke energetic work may find that what it is that comes forth in this class may be part of the higher purpose, but perhaps not fully it. It might be stepping stones along the way to what it is, you know, that final destination is going to be. Of course, there's no final destination, right? But you know what I mean in terms of what's that ultimate thing that needs to come from me? Do you know what I mean? So it could be like a series of stepping stones. Another valuable question is why does it change? Well, I think that is answered in what I said previously. It's a lot to do with where you are, like on a soul level, on a physical level, this kind of thing. Is there anything that I want to add to that? Why else might it change? The other reason why it might change is that you might, with full awareness, want to change it. Alright, so perhaps you're one of these individuals, like myself, who's gifted in a lot of areas. Laugh, it's meant to be funny. It's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
It's a flipping joke. So, no, but seriously, you might be a person that's gifted in many areas, and sometimes, sometimes that can actually act as interference.
It is. You never know, because you like so many things.
And you're like, oh my God, but you know, my soul wants this and my soul wants that, and I'm gifted. And it can be really confusing to be able to niche it down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I actually had this guy who was like a mentor that was helping me to develop sort of like professionally kind of thing. And he'd say to me, Helen, you have to niche it down. You know, in order to describe what it is you do to the layman, for example. And you know what? I never managed to niche it down because it's too broad. However, I know what it is that I want to do and what I should be doing, kinda, right? But what I'm trying to say is that niching down from a soul level what it is that you should want to. When I say should, I mean from your soul level, yeah? That's a different ball game, you know? So it does help to be able to niche it down. And you can do that here too, yeah? And so the next question is well, can we actually change it then? Is it possible? You know, like, because your higher purpose is also kind of tied in with your destiny, so to speak, as well, isn't it? Like, what's my destiny in a way? So can destiny be changed?
Yes.
I'm asking you lot, you think you can change it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that it's something that can happen right here on the physical, that you can change that if you wanted to? Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you think that you've got like 100% say in that? Or do you think there's other forces at work as well?
I think definitely other forces.
Yeah, as well?
Yeah.
Maybe more, what do you think?
I think that someone must be, πρέπει να είναι πολύ καλά δουλεμένος για να φτάσει στο level, να αλλάξει τελείως και να είναι 100% πάνω του.
Σίγουρο.
Μπορεί να γίνει όμως.
Right. So it is possible, but we also have like, I would say, if we wanted to look at it a little bit more logically, there could be a few percentages involved. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yes, you can attain, or rather remember, a lot of tools to allow you to change the destiny game, or in our case, the higher purpose, which are very, very closely linked. And incidentally, what's the difference then between your destiny and your higher purpose? Is there a difference, or is it the same?
I think there is no difference.
So, because we're very specific with fusion work. So everyone, what's the small difference? Just so that we can, be aware of that difference? What do you think it might be?
Θα το σκεφτώ λίγο.
Okay,
Να σου
yeah.
πω.
It's a good question. We all need to think about that one. You know, what's the difference between your higher purpose and your destiny?
I tell you, the higher purpose, I imagine, Aaron, you bring it with you from the soul, with your soul. Let's say
Okay.
soul, but your destiny can be maneuvered here on earth because maybe you born in Nigeria with no lights and food, for example, or a destiny because a material thing is like no material, but it's in the reality of the realm that we live in here. So it is this where I see the difference.
Okay, that's a good point. They're very, very close though, aren't they?
Yes.
Ναι,
Destiny
αυτό
might be positive or negative, and higher purpose only positive.
That's a good way of looking at it. But what if your higher purpose was though,
No.
I don't know, to you know, to help all the people that are in a really bad way in a third world country, even though it's a beautiful cause, I bet you it could be really, really difficult to witness and experience all that suffering. I don't know, what do you think? But you have a point, because to do it is beautiful, but it might be tough, you know.
If that's what really my soul needs and fulfills, I think.
Yeah, I think you've got a point. If it's fulfilling to the soul, even if you've got to, excuse my language, shovel shit, but it's like on
As
the
you
soul
dream.
level. Yeah, good point. I think it needs further investigation though.
Yeah.
Gadia Hisnabis, you've got to tell
No, I
me.
was wondering, I think destiny has more corruption associated with it. than the
Okay.
higher purpose. I
Yeah,
think,
which is kind of connected
yes.
to what, yeah.
I think it's more.
I think we're kind of discovering a little bit more about that.
It's
Beautiful.
It's mostly like destiny could go either bad or good,
Yeah.
depending on the circumstances,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
which might be totally different from your high purpose.
Right, exactly. Excellent. So, I just wanted to say real quick as well that with previous students that have done this class, we've had some really amazing miracles unfold as well. People have people have changed their direction in their lives. They have changed their jobs. They have changed their careers. But it's not just about job and careers, but really done, you know, a complete sort of like change of direction in their lives. And it's also very much associated to abundance as well. And abundance, again, it's not just about money. Abundance means being able to step into your higher purpose. That's the real abundance, right? So people have really, really stepped into abundance by experiencing this class. And if we have time, I'll go into some of those stories a bit later on. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Coolio! So that was our intro.